Hello students, how are you? So welcome to this Scratch introductory course, and this course will be having 7 units, and this is unit 0, and this unit is designed for those who are completely new to the Scratch. And in this session we will be exploring new inspiring projects, and we will also create a new Scratch account, and we will be having some kind of experience with Scratch project editor as well. So before we start, basic question comes to your mind, that what is Scratch? So to answer this question, let me tell you there are different tools that can be used for creative computing. Now I'll tell you what is creative computing later in the class, but for now we'll use Scratch, which is a free computer programming language, and this Scratch is available at scratch.mit.edu. So basically you need to navigate to this URL, and then you can land to this page. And now with Scratch, you need to know that people can create a wide variety of interactive media projects, for example animation, stories, games, and a lot more things, and I'll be sharing with you that how you can create your own media projects as well. So if you want to go little bit in history, that Scratch was launched in 2007, and since then more than 6 million projects has been shared by many people. So now there are two questions to you, that what are the different ways you interact with the computer. So just pause this video and answer the question, and please write down your answer on a paper. What are the different ways you interact with the computers? Now I hope you have written your answer. Now second question, how many of those ways involve being creative with computers? So uh, you should write this answer as well on your paper. Now what is creative computing? Let me tell you. So we will understand the creative computing in this whole course in the context of Scratch programming language, and we'll be creating range of projects, and I will also show you some other projects which are already being created by fellow students like us. And now what is creative computing? So creative computing is about creativity. So for long, computer science and computer related fields have long been introduced to young people in a way that is disconnected from their interests and values. Now they emphasize more on technical details over creative potential, but as we young students, we are creators, we are innovators, so we want to focus more on creativity and how we can use this creativity in the context of computing. We'll learn in this course. Now many young people like us be access to computer as a participants, like a consumer, but we should be designers or creators. So we will create things and many other people will use our thing. So this is about the creativity and how to use creativity in a computing context. Now creative computing, why we should learn creative computing or any kind of programming language or anything. So first you need to understand that uh, creative computing is not only for those people who want to be computer scientists or a programmer. It also supports young people's development as a computational thinker. For example, any individual who can draw on computational concepts, practices, and perspectives, they can apply all these things in all of their life across the discipline and different contexts. So now in particular, this activity we'll be doing here. Now we'll be exploring many key computational thinking concepts like sequence, loops, parallelism, events, conditionals, and operators, data, etc. And many computational thinking practices, for example experimenting, testing, debugging, reusing, remixing. So we will be learning all these terms, keywords in this course. And before we start, let me share with you a very funny game. So this game, duck jump game, let me take you to the space. So this is a very funny game, and it's this particular dunk jump game is created by Atul Pant. So now we will click this green flag and see what this game does. So if you press space, enter, then you can see if you press space, then this duck jumps, and if you don't press the space timely, then the eggs hit the duck and the game over. So you need to basically have maximum scores in this game to win, or basically challenge your friends. So this is a very interesting game. Let me play one more time. So you can see here, right? So you can create such games, and I'll tell you how to create such games in this class. So basically you can remix this game also. Remix means you can contribute more in terms of code and enhance this such kind of projects. And we can also see inside this particular game whatever the code is written here, we can see here. So we'll come to this interface later in the class, but for now I would request you to visit a link which is given in the description box. So go through this link, and in this link, in this video, you will be learning about different aspects of Scratch, how you can create, save and share your project on Scratch. So I would highly recommend that you visit that video. Now come back to this video. Now we will be learning how we can create your own Scratch account. So let's click on here. So I'm already logged in. Let me log out, sign out, and then we can see. Okay, so see here, this is the home page, and to use basically Scratch, you need to have your user ID email. So we need to basically join the Scratch for that. And now let me tell you few things, because we students don't want to uh, create email ID at this age. So if you don't have email ID, so don't worry, you can use your parents email ID or your teacher's email ID. In the next session we will also sharing with our email IDs, so you can basically use our IDs as well to log in. So basically you will need a Scratch account to create and save and share your project. Now how to do this? Just join this Scratch. Now you will see three field here. You can create your username, but don't use your real name. Okay, then you can create your password and type password again, then you can join the Scratch. So once you join the Scratch, you basically can see what kind of interface you will be having. You will be having your dashboard, etc. But for now, before we log in, let me present you an important link, that is Scratch community guidelines. So since guys we will be using this as a project in a total course, then you should aware about Scratch community guidelines. You should be aware. So these are the few guidelines. For example, you need to keep Scratch a friendly and creative community where people from different background and interests feel welcome. Be respectful, be constructive, and share your projects. Keep personal information private. Don't share it like your address, phone number. Be honest and help keep the site friendly. So these are the few things we need to keep in mind when we use Scratch. Right now, we done with the future the community guidelines. Then now the another thing is design general that I'll be telling you. So what is design general? So design general basically like your personal diary, or you can say a personal journal. It can be in the form of physical book or a digital notebook or any form of collection. For example, if you brainstorm your idea, let's say you want to create a project on Scratch and you have an idea, you have a story, you want to use it, then obviously you will forget it after some time. So you need to maintain a design journal. So what kind of design journal you can have? So for example, this is a sample one. You can see a student has created this physical notebook, Scratch notebook, and here they basically students can write down their notes, the suggestion for the friends, for a friend's project. So basically it's a diary to maintain your whole process, learning curve. And you can also create your design journal in the form of like these PowerPoint presentations. Then you can also create a blog. A student has created a blog, and you can create your complete reflections in the terms of learning here, and maintain like day 8 what you did, you debug it, or whatever. You can just maintain all these things in the form of design journal. So I would request you to find a particular thing like physical or digital. You decide and create your own design journal. Now I will be telling you that since we are done with like community guidelines and other things, now just log in. And since you have already joined Scratch, now these are my usernames. So now uh, I get I want to log in. So yeah, it's done. So now you want to create a new project. So once you will be here, this is your basically profile page. You can see your details, like you can enter your about me, what other things you are working, what are projects you have created. So all these are things, right? So now let's create something new. So we will be creating a new project. So let's say create, and now you say that you're creating a project, and now you can name this project like anything, your project uh, project 1. Okay, fine. So now you see this particular interface. Now let me explain this interface to you. Now it has three components. This is a component 1 where you can see these are the code. For example, motion, look, sound, events, control, sensing. So for example, if you click on sound, then you will have a corresponding code in the form of blocks. For example, play sound, meow, until done, and start sound. So different type of code you can use in this particular second component, that is workspace project editor. So you can basically drag this and drop here. Like for example, if you click this move 10 steps, then you can see this cat has moved 10 steps, but you will see this that you don't feel like this cat has moved 10 steps, because the reason is computer whenever executes any line, computer execute too fast, and it's very difficult to sometimes visualize that computer has executed certain instructions. So these 10 steps computer has executed too fast. So for example, if I say 100 steps, then you can see, yeah, you still did not notice a particular step, but you can see like this cat moved like 100 steps, right? So for example, if you drag this like turn 15-degree, then first it will 100 steps, and then it will turn 15-degree. So these are the tools, the blocks you can use to interact with your sprite. So what is sprite? In the Scratch, sprite is a character. For example, this is a cat, and if you want to select another sprite, for example, you select Ben. So now Ben is here, and if you click Ben, now if you drag anything, then this particular code will be executed for Ben, not for sprite. But if you want to have a communication between these two characters, then how you will be doing all these things. So I'll be telling you in next classes, so don't worry about it. And these are the things like x y coordinate, like this is your x coordinate, this is your y coordinate. So you basically can see this cat here, the value of x is -53, then y's value 42. So I'll be telling you all these things. You can increase size. For example, if you did 100, then you can basically you can see the size has been increased. So all these things you can do, these funny things with these characters. So we'll be creating a lot of stories, games. So don't worry about it. And for now, we'll be sharing this project. So now this project is done, for example, and you want to share it. So let's say you want to share this project. Now see, congratulations on sharing your project. Other people can now try it out and give comments and remix it. Means other people can also see your project and they can provide comments also, and they can remix it, means they can enhance your code and build something new out of it. So these are the things. And for example, you want to add this project to a studio, then you can also do this. Now how will you do this? So add to studio, like I have created a studio, GFG School Studio, so you can also add your projects into the studio. You can search the studio name here and you can add your projects. So what will happen, for example, we will having at 10 people in a classroom, then all 10 people can add their projects into this particular GFG studio, and we will keep tracking each other progress. I can also share my output to your code, so we can do all these things. So what is basically the Scratch Code Studio? So let me tell you. So this is a link to a particular Scratch Surprise Studio. So let me put it here and show it to you that what is it. So just wait for the to load it. Okay, so internet connection is a bit slow, so we have to wait. Yeah, so now it's here. You can see this is a particular studio, Scratch Surprise. So this particular studio has a collection of more than 100 projects, and you can see many people have already commented on these projects. So you can also comment if you want to comment on some project, but be respectful to other people, like follow all the community guidelines, and you can do this. So let's say this particular studio has 100 projects. So it's a basically collection of different projects here. So Scratch Studio basically are one way to collect, organize Scratch projects online, and students can understand how it is helpful for them. They can collaborate with many other students project here. So this is it. And one more thing, you can also add your project to this particular Scratch Surprise. For example, uh, I have one more project here, Scratch Surprise. For example, I add this project here, then see my project is already added here. So you can add your own project here. So you can see my shared projects. So all these projects are here. And if you have selected a particular project as a favorite, then you can find all these projects here, and all your recent view projects will be here. So you can see all these things here. Now, apart from all these things, the last thing I want to tell you, to learn anything new, or basically to create something new, you need to be collaborative, you need to be helpful. So I would suggest you to create a critique group. Now what is critique group? See, critique groups basically introduce students to the idea where small group of their friends or designers or your teacher can share ideas and projects in progress with each other, and they can get each other's feedback and suggestions for further development. For example, let me show you one thing. So not this, uh, yeah, this one. So you can see here that this is a critique group form. So basically, let's say your name is Manish and your friend's name is Rahul, and Rahul and you are creating a different project for the Scratch. Let's say your friend Rahul need your feedback to improve his project. Then what will you do? You both can create this kind of form where, let's say you are a Manish and you want to give the feedback to Rahul, then you can fill this form, feedback for Rahul, and you can mention the project title for the Rahul's project, and you can give your feedback. And here there are three tabs, for example, red, yellow, and green. In the red tab, it means what is something that doesn't work or could be improved. For example, you as a Manish think there is something which is not working in Rahul's project and it can be improved. So you can write your suggestions here. In the yellow tab, you can write your suggestions regarding if something is confusing or could be done differently in Rahul's project, then you can write your suggestions. And in the green tab, you can write something that works very well in Rahul's project. You really like about that project. So see, it's all creativity also about appreciating each other's. So you both can do similar activity for each other. You can basically do create a feedback loop for each other. So this way you can learn more. So this is it in this class, and in the future classes we will be learning more. We'll be creating scratch videos in a more comprehensive way, like animation, stories, etc. So wait for it, and thank you for this class. Bye bye and take care.